And our top story at this hour coming as far as the Goa Inferno case and the latest on it. Another picture of Luthra brothers in detention has now emerged. The brothers are seen handcuffed and with Thai police examining their belongings. Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra are wanted in connection with the Goa nightclub fire that killed 25 people. The first images of them in custody is now emerging. Earlier pictures showed the brothers with their hands tied, clutching their passports. The Luthras, who run the Romeo Lane restaurant chain with outlets across India and abroad, fled to Phuket hours after a massive blaze tore through the birch by Romeo Lane in North Goa's Arpora village. They face charges of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, as well as negligence. They have been arrested by the Thai police as of this morning, 5 days after that Goa club inferno that killed 25 people. And another picture of Luthra brothers now emerging at the top of this hour. From detention, the brothers can be seen handcuffed with Thai police examining their belongings. Both Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra are now wanted, remember, in connection with the Goa nightclub fire that killed 25 people. The first images of their belongings as well as them in custody of the Thai police has now emerged, and it's on your screens as we speak. Remember, earlier pictures had shown the brothers with their hands tied, clutching their passports, and now you can see on your screens right now both the brothers in custody of the Thai police, with Thai police of course going through their belongings. The Luthras, who famously ran away from India after one of their chains caught fire in Goa, birch by Romeo Lane. And 5 days since they fled India, they have been charge-sheeted. They've now been officially captured by the Thai police. They are facing charges of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, as well as negligence in running birch by Romeo Lane, which caught fire. Fire resulted in death of as many as 25 people. The pictures, of course, of the Luthra brothers who are currently missing from India, headed to Phuket immediately on the day of that fire incident, have now been captured by the Thai police. And it was 7th of December when that club in Arpora in Goa caught fire. And as the fire tore through the club, killing 25 people, both the owners, the Luthra brothers, immediately fled from the country. They headed to Thailand. They were earlier caught in Bangkok. Pictures of them also emerged from the Bangkok immigration. They have, as of this morning, caught by the Thai police in Phuket. And the visuals, of course, of Luthra brothers in handcuffs now emerging after they have been detained in Thailand. Joining me on the show is Serafino Kota, social activist, former president, Small Medium Hotels Association of Goa. Serafino, thank you very much for taking time out. It's a crucial story. The latest, of course, we know is that both the brothers have now been caught. They are in detention of the Thai police, but the questions continue to be raised as to the safety of the people and safety of all, the tourists in Goa amid serious allegations how this particular restaurant, Birch by Romeo Lane, did not have a single certification in place, and yet it was running packed day after day.
It is indeed very true, and it is very, very strange that something of this magnitude could just run without a single permission. That speaks volumes of what these brothers were up to. Because running a nightclub of such magnitude without any permissions, without any safeguards as far as entrances, exits, fire norms are concerned, and playing with life of people is beyond me and beyond any sensible human being. This only proves that these guys have thought that Goa is invincible. Nobody can touch them. They can take the law in his own hands and bypass and circumvent any law and run their nightclubs the way they want to run without taking any permissions or any standard procedures required to run a legitimate legal business.
The question, of course, continues to be raised is that are we trying to scapegoat by only blaming these two individuals because they are common citizens? And if anything, they're common criminals as well. It's the entire system which is a culprit because they were allowed to run day after day without getting any NOC, be it for excise duty to be able to serve alcohol, the entertainment license for the fire and the fire shows that were happening there day after day, construction permits. Absolutely no authority participated in actively ensuring that there is a check and balance in place, and that's the reason why they were allowed to run with a free hand.
Well, I think the buck stops with these two brothers first. Because, yes, there are laws, there have been government, but these two fellows have circumvented the laws. So, merely blaming the government or the concerned authorities that they have not taken permission does not exonerate these two individuals from seeking permission. I take your point and I totally agree that there are institutes that should have been the watchdogs to see that the next requisite permissions were obtained. Having said that, I think there is more than what meets the eye because I think it's a huge collective failure from the government department, from the business entities, and Goa as per se that anybody thinks that they can come down to Goa and sab kuch chalta hai attitude is working down here, which actually is not because the requisite permissions, safety measures are required for any business, leave alone just a clubhouse. Even a simple restaurant needs to go through the required processes, and there's no pardon on that particular front.
Pardon, and yet, days after days, we're hearing reports of not just one organization, not just two organizations, but multiple authorities also failing to ensure that, the restaurants, the chains, the nightclubs get those due permissions. And it's just, in this case, it happens to be unfortunate that there was a fire here, Mr. Kota, which caught the attention of the authorities because 25 people had to die for authorities to finally wake up that there are many, many such, chains, restaurants which are still operating without due licenses. So that's where my worry is, that this happens to be a case where it was caught after 25 people lost their lives. And there are estimates now coming about as to how many more chains continue to operate in Goa without due licenses.
It is indeed very sad because life is precious. And to wake up after this tragedy is the irony of the whole things. If the checks and balances were in the place in the first place, this incident would not have happened. But having said that, in the hindsight, I think this is one of the first and the last, hopefully the last, God willing, incident that happens in Goa or any part of India. This also would send a strong message to anyone and everyone who's venturing in any sort of business, leave alone a clubhouse, that requisite permissions is a requisite requirement to begin with. Once you have that, safety comes second, and third comes only business. So that should be the line of how businessmen, right thinking businessmen, people go forward. But unfortunately, these two brothers always felt that they are above the law, they are the law, but fortunately now the law is catching up with them and they will get a medicine of their own understanding that law will not pardon if you don't play with people's lives.
Absolutely.